bring Melo into the conversation because Carmelo Anthony had some interesting words to say last week. And I wanted to get your guys' reaction when we talk about the toxicity of the ring culture in the NBA. Carmelo Anthony says because we didn't win an NBA championship, we shouldn't get the credit. Like we should just be dismissed on everything. And shout out to Hank from Sports Game Vision. I know Hank has spoke about this earlier this week on his platform. So I will start with you, Hank. What is your reaction to Carmelo's comments about how pretty much you still should get the respect deserved even without the hardware? What's your thoughts on what Carmelo is saying, and do you agree?
Yeah, I understand it. I don't think you should get dismissed because of not winning a championship. Iverson's not great because he didn't win one. That's one of my favorite players of all time. And I think they even said it like after Jordan, the ring culture became this big thing. Before that, it wasn't as big of a deal if you didn't win a ring. But after him, definitely. So it's a different era. I think you got to get at least one on your resume so you don't have to deal with that pressure of saying, "Hey, you're not great because you didn't win a championship."
Who said that it wasn't a big deal? Let's start there. Who said that winning a
Bro,
championship back in the day wasn't a big deal?
just talking, just off of the stuff that I've seen on the shows and all that stuff. They talking about because obviously I wasn't around during that time, but they're saying it wasn't written as much. They did count it or whatever, but it wasn't as much pressure, and it does make sense because the internet wasn't as big, the media wasn't as big, and the NBA was still not as big as it is now. But I still think you deserve respect for your career, especially if you've had a great career minus a championship.
Seven, let me ask you this though, Seven.
I mean, I think you just
y'all talking about accolades as in
go
Hall
ahead,
of
bro. I'm
Fame.
sorry.
Y'all talking about Hall of Faming after getting your Hall of Fame.
Say it again.
Y'all talking about getting a Hall of Fame jacket, like as your accolades.
Nah, just getting the respect you deserve for your
Getting the
career.
respect without not getting a ring.
Oh no, that's never gonna change though. People gonna respect.
This is the wrong player to be saying that too.
That's what I'm saying. This nigga ain't even been to a finals. Like,
thank you, bro. Thank you, bro.
That's
thank you, bro.
Like this
nigga
is
does not have
blowing
1
my
minute in the
mind.
NBA finals.
If we go through his playoff history, boy.
He's like
oh my
y'all shooting
God.
the messenger, man. Y'all shooting the
he just
messenger.
right under Charles Barkley when it comes to him being a Hall of Famer and things.
Yeah,
Just right under Charles
if
Barkley.
it was Charles or somebody, I wouldn't really be like, bro, Charles, you were great. You made to the finals, your 93 run, the Olympic run, but Carmelo.
My thing is, bro, this is my thing. There's moments like this where I look back at Carmelo Anthony and I say, remember what I said last time we was talking about Melo 7? And I was like, he had a chance to team up with LeBron and Wade and chose the New York Knicks. He chose that bread. Now, moments like this, where I look at Kevin Durant's decision on July 4th, 2016, and I say, damn, maybe this nigga was on to something. Because that nigga literally said, that nigga had an opportunity on the table where he was like, damn, I just blew a 3-1 lead to this team, but I know for a fact that they play the brand of basketball that I would love to play in. And I know for a fact that I could probably win a couple championships with these niggas. So fuck what everybody else got to say. I'm going to win a championship. Like, that's what it is. With Melo, he may not have had the same motives as Kevin Durant, but at the same time, I'm like, yo, you had opportunities to make your championship contention odds better. And you chose compensation odds. Fair. It's your career. It's your life. You're still one of the best scorers of our generation. Don't get me wrong. But Chris Paul said he was addicted to the finals after one appearance. That's more than Carmelo Anthony can say. Shit, Carmelo ain't never been there. He ain't even sniffed it. I think one conference finals appearance and maybe two in his career. Like, I'm not really hating here. I'm just looking at Carmelo Anthony. I'm looking at this from an objective standpoint. Nigga, you had opportunities. You just didn't go to those opportunities. And now you're saying what Damian Lillard might end up or could have ended up saying had he stayed in Portland instead of requesting to trade out. Because that's what Damian Lillard was trying to get through to our heads, right? Ring culture, that shit don't mean nothing, bro. It's all about loyalty. Fuck that. No, loyalty. Nigga. Then he started seeing the writing on the wall and said, damn, another rebuild? Shit. All right, yeah, trade me somewhere else, please. I want to try and win a championship now. What the fuck? Like, what are we doing? Go ahead.
First of all, ZZ is going to get us fined and suspended for all the profanity he's used this afternoon. I mean, I'm pretty
Lord
sure
have
that come
mercy.
Monday, we're going to be racked up with a nice amount of fines thanks to ZZ. So I definitely appreciate you hitting our pockets when it comes to that.
Damn.
But you was definitely right. You know what I mean? And you spot on with a lot that you was saying. My problem, bro, when we having this conversation about Carmelo Anthony and Bit hit it right on the nose, bro. He said it, bro. It's the messenger. It ain't so much the message. It's the messenger. And the eye test shows you that Carmelo Anthony, when he's healthy, he can get it shaken with the best of the best. So the eye test tell you, you put him in these conversations when you talk about the greatest that you ever seen. But when you don't have that Larry O'Brien trophy, when you don't have any hardware, you shouldn't feel entitled to be in the same conversations as a Jordan, a LeBron, and a Kobe Bryant, guys who have done it multiple times, multiple times.
Yeah.
And I don't think that winning a championship should determine how great you are. So I agree with that. You can be a great player and not win a championship, not
Yeah.
have an opportunity to win. So I'll go there. But you can't really be sticking your chest out like you a LeBron and a Jordan. You know what I'm saying? When you just have not gotten it done. And that's one of the biggest issues that I have with guys like Carmelo Anthony when they make these statements. And you brought up Damian Lillard. He used to go there with how important a championship wasn't. Now you see him running, trying to, chase the ring. And I never understood that whole thing about championships are not important. That sounds like
Right.
sucker talking mentality to me, bro. You look back when we was kids in video games, from Double Dribble to NBA Jam to 2K. We didn't play these video games to score 100 points. We scored to beat the game, to see what happens at the end. Like, that's what it's always been about championships for the most part. So, when guys talk like this, bro, I honestly feel like it's a little bit of cap. I got a ton of respect for Carmelo Anthony, but I just feel like, bro, if you haven't won that whole thing, you can't feel entitled to be put in the same conversation as all the other greats. If you
Yeah,
are
he's
put in
in
that
a
conversation, just appreciate it. That's it.
Yeah, he's in a tier of players that didn't win a championship. He's in the tier of the Charles Barkleys and the Karl Malones and the Allen Iversons. And at this point, it's probably going to end up being the James Hardens and the Russell Westbrooks. But it's like we recognize you for all that you did in your career. You just never won a chip. We can't put you in the LeBron, Jordan, Kobe, Steph, Shaq. We can't do that. You just, and not to mention the fact we can put Allen Iverson in a conversation a little bit ahead of you because he actually made it to the finals, let alone actually has a finals win under his belt. Melo doesn't. He's got college wins, great. USA wins, great. Regular season wins, great. But bruh, I'm sorry. Like you were that guy, but you weren't that guy. Like, don't get me wrong, you're still him. You just weren't Himothy. Is a difference. I'm sorry. Like
Chris Paul the same way. OJB just
Chris Paul the
mentioned
same
it. Chris
way.
Paul,
Chris Paul the same
another
way.
similar situation.